Hey people, Newbie back again after a long hiatus. Hiatus, is that the word? Yeah, anyway. And it has been a long time. And in that period, it's been what, maybe 2-3 weeks maybe since the last video. And I apologize for that. I try to get videos out at a more regular basis, but I've been doing a lot of nothing. And especially when it comes to the layout, I've been doing other things. I've actually started doing some writing on my next book, so that takes time, and other stuff. And it's getting to be springtime, and so that's, other stuff is coming into play. My nephew's playing baseball now, and he's playing college ball, and so we went to watch some college baseball. I've watched a lot of college baseball on TV and other baseball. And anyway, I've been doing other stuff besides the train. I've been going over to my buddy Tom Strover's quite regularly. We've been doing operating sessions, and that's fun. But anyway, so I've been doing stuff. I just haven't been concentrating on the layout. I want to get back to doing that though. But what I have done is, over the period of time, just periodically, I've still got this set up here on the kitchen table, and that's not been I'm taking up the kitchen table here instead of going down to the train room and working, because I've got my computer set up here. But anyway, so I have done a little bit, and in particular, what I've been working on is the computer control of turnouts using the Arduino. And I'll zoom you in here in just a minute. But I've got a program now, an Arduino program that does what I want it to do. And in particular, what we're looking at is flipping the turnout and lighting a light and leaving the light lit that shows what the turnout position is. And I've kind of walked away from JMRI and CMRI for now, because I felt it was important to get the Arduino sketch, if you will, operable, and make sure that that's going the way I want it to. And I have done that. I have accomplished that. And so let me see. I'll zoom you in here right now and show you what I have done and how it's working. So hold on. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the Arduino software. The sketch is what they call it in Arduino. And so this is what I've got set up. And first of all, up here at the top, the beginning of the sketch, you see these integers. And basically what I'm doing is I'm calling SW1C, which is switch 1 close, and SW1T, which is switch 1 throw. And I identify them with underscore pin equals 30. So basically what it amounts to is, on the Arduino board, pin 30 will be the close section, and pin 32 will be throw. And then the next part is I identify an integer of T out, which is turnout 1C underscore pin equals 24. And what that says is that the pin that will close the turnout is pin 24, and the pin that will throw the turnout is pin 28. I hope I'm being clear here. And then this is the LED pins. I have LED 1 close and LED 1 T or throw, and they will be pins 26 and 22. Okay, so that's the setup. Now that's the pin identifications, and now we go to the setup. And the setup is basically telling the computer what you want those pins to be. So the 1C pin here is an input pull-up, and input underscore pull-up. What that means is that the Arduino functions with a low being the operative function. And so what you want to do is you want to call this a pull-up. So what that does is it actually puts the pin, the input pin, on a consistent high. So it's when you put a ground on it, it goes active. Basically, is the way it works. And so I'm making pin switch 1C input pull-up, switch 2C. Switch 1T, input pull up. Oops, had a little camera glitch there. But anyway, so these 4 pins are all outputs. And basically what that means is that when that they will send something out to wherever. So inputs, basically the switch will trip for inputs, and then these pins will send a signal out saying do something. So now let's see what we should do. Let me move the camera. I'm not sure you can see everything real well, so let me zoom in just a little bit more. And okay, the code. Hopefully you can see it. Anyway, so this is the loop. You see here it says if. This is an if statement in C++, and the if statement, it tells it if something happens, then do something, is basically what this amounts to. So basically, if it says here if switch 1C, so if the close goes low, then do this. And then down here it says if the trip goes low, do this. And what this is basically you're taking the closed pin and sending a high to it, so basically that will close the relay or close the turnout, and then you're turning the closed LED high or turning it on, and then we're delaying for 100 milliseconds, and then we do a digital write to put the close turnout pin back low, and we make sure that the trip LED is off. So basically what this amounts to is if the switch 1C goes low, we trip the turnout for 100 milliseconds and then leave the close light on. And down here, if digital read switch trip goes low, we do the opposite, do the exactly same thing on the trip side. So we turn the trip high, we turn the trip light on, we wait 100 milliseconds and we turn the trip pin low, and we make sure that the close light is off. And I must have just hit something, hold on, with my elbow. Okay, so that's the code. Up here at the top of it is the setup, and that's the code, and that's the way it works. So now let me demonstrate. So now to show you what how this works. So I have here a double pole, double throw, momentary switch. So basically what this does is takes actually ground is the white wire, and so I got a red wire and a green wire, and the red wire is basically goes to pin 30, and the green wire goes to pin 32. And so when I flip the switch one way, it should close the turnout. When I flip the other way, it should trip the turnout. And so what I've got here is I've got the 4 MOSFETs. These are electronic relays, and what the MOSFETs do is they get a signal from, so when the switch is tripped, pins 22, 24, 26, and 28 are tied to the MOSFETs, to the signal side of the MOSFETs. And so when the SW1C goes low, it should send turnout pin high for 100 milliseconds and turn on the close LED, which right now is this yellow LED is the closed LED, and it comes from this MOSFET right here. You see the little white light on it, if I remember to point the right way. The little white light on this MOSFET says that it is tripped, and if you can trace the wire, you see it goes to this yellow LED. And when we trip it, you see that this MOSFET fires and this blue LED that comes on, that is the signal that would actually go to the turnout. So you see that that was only live for 100 milliseconds because that's the way I've got it programmed. So it sends a 100 millisecond pulse to the turnout and turns this light on. Now if I flip the switch in the other direction, which would be the trip direction, as you see there, it fired this MOSFET fired temporarily for 100 milliseconds, which turned on this yellow light or orange light, and this MOSFET fired and stayed on this red light, which is the indicator that says now that that turnout is in the trip position. And so you see, if I go back and forth, everything works fine. Now, what these, as I said, these LEDs are fired off of 12 volts from this board, from my 12 volt power supply. And so basically this is the setup that will work to trip the turnouts using an Arduino as the mechanism to trip the turnouts and leave a light lit telling you which direction the turnout is in. So that's the solution. That's where we are, and it's really all I've gotten done lately. So that's it for today. That's really all that I've accomplished in the last 3 weeks. But anyway, so now I can go back into CMRI or JMRI, CMRI, and have the CMRI send that signal to the Arduino and do what I need to do. So that's done. That's figured out. How long it'll take to get to that, I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to give you a quick update on what was going on, so that you would know that I'm still here. I just haven't been paying a lot of attention to the train room, and I don't know. You know, it's turning nice weather outside, so I might find other things to do too. But anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, hit that little there's a little yellow or a little red button somewhere on one side of the screen or the other. I don't know. I can never keep that straight. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks, and we'll see you next time when we see what's going to happen.